Thanks for joining the S.J. Child Show. The S.J. Child Show brings value to families through education and resources. But the S.J. Child Show isn't just about me, it's about us as a community. Join me as we help educate and support our community, help bring kindness and love and inclusion to all. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and watch. I really appreciate all the support from all of the viewers and listeners, and I just want to let you know I want you to join me on this journey. Come and follow my social media, and let's do this together. Enjoy the show. Hello. Oh, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited. Hi, Tara. I have a new guest this evening. I'm so excited to bring her on. And I was listening earlier on to Dion while she was giving her talk, and she was talking about authenticity and how she really likes to bring that into her shows by not having ever even met the person that they're interviewing, as we are today. And I really like that feel too. I love the genuineness. I love to make connections. I'm so glad to have you here today. I was really excited when she reached out, and I thought, oh my gosh, this would be a perfect topic to bring to this live this evening. And so without further ado, I am Sarah S.J. Childs from the S.J. Childs Show, where, as you heard, we bring value to families through education and resources. And tonight we are going to talk about a very important topic, bullying. So I'm going to really turn a lot of time over to Tara since we just have this 30 minutes. We might have to come back onto the SJ Child Show for a longer segment. But hello. Thank you so much for coming. Tell us
Sarah.
a little bit about yourself. Thank you.
So you're welcome. I am the CEO of the Bullying Buddy TBB Enterprises and Bullying Buddy Consultants, excuse me. I am a published author of a children's book, Tiny But Mighty, and I have a new book being released in the month of October, which is Dwarfism Awareness Month and Anti-Bullying Month, both about causes for the nonprofit. Tiny Be Mighty is our nonprofit. And most importantly, I'm a therapist. And most importantly, I am a mom on a wheel of a mission. That's my favorite part of everything that I do, is being a mom. But my son, was my inspiration because he was bullied as a result of having dwarfism. So lots of stuff going on, a lot of things. And I also am the inventor of the Bullying Buddy app, which is a brand new cutting edge patent pending app that is scheduled to be all through the United States. We're working on it right now, getting it into the schools. And then I also wrote a curriculum, Be Brave. So I just have so many things. I try to kind of crunch it down, Sarah.
Yes, no, all wonderful topics. And I think it'll be really great to connect afterwards because we're both children's authors. We both have, we have physical differences in autism in our family. And so there's just a lot of we understand about bullying. We've all, me, myself, and my kids have been on the ends of those. So let's talk about what kind of, you said your son. Let's talk about the book. And that's probably where it started before the app, or I'm maybe just jumping to conclusions. So you tell us how it how it played out for you and what made you, inspiration.
The first book or the new book coming? I'll do the first one.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, here is the book right here. This is little Prince Encore down at the bottom over here. There we go. And these are the giants. And so this book is very near and dear to my heart because it introduces children to diversity and how to cope with it. But it also shows it's a journey of triumph within the little prince's self that he already had what he needed to unleash to the world. He just had to connect to it. So it's a really cool story. But the backdrop of that is just my son was born with dwarfism, encore, and he was bullied tremendously, early on. And it really pushed me into my purpose, which I really love. He introduced me to my calling here on earth. And so I will be forever grateful. So he was bullied to the point of no return, like I said, shut down tremendously. He was called ugly and monster. And I don't use the R word for the sake of this. I'm very edgy. I will retarded. Just every word that you can think of. He's been called midget, and that's offensive to little people, by the way. It's called little people. Okay, if you have a question, just ask. And then physically bullied, emotionally bullied. They held things above his head. It may sound simplistic to someone, but emotionally, it's trauma when you're trying to reach something and people are purposely holding it above your head, just reminding you once again that you're little and that there's something wrong with it according to the world or people who don't understand. So that is the backdrop that introduced me to wanting to do more as a mom. I started a nonprofit because I started to be introduced to moms along the way who have actually lost children from bullying, as a result of bullying, committed suicide between the ages of 7 and 17. And so the mission has grown, and we can get into that a little bit too, because that's where the idea about the app came from. So that is a little bit about, the first book, Tiny But Mighty, and where this all came from, because this wasn't on my agenda.
Right? Surprise, you're a parent, all new world.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. No, I can completely, resonate with those types of things, and the sadness as a parent to feel that loss of control when you get to a point where, I'm sure as you have contacted the teachers and possibly the parents in the school and the school district and how high can we go? But when will it make a difference, and where will it make a difference? What type of advice have you given your son to deal with these things?
Well, I want to say this along my journey, and this is why, I also will be running for office, and we're working on a bill and different things. Thank you. And not because I wanted to get into politics, it's just political when you're trying to introduce change. So you must meet them where they are so that we can save kids over here. But I was blessed to have a school. It was in Irvine. I was blessed to have a district that the minute he came home with missing skin, because that's the turning point of that. Totally, they literally were stepping on the back of his feet and he would fall, but he came home with no skin on his chin. And I went straight over to the school, but the principal was so open. She said, let's talk about it. What do you want to do? Because I'm really like new to, he never had someone with dwarfism in the school. She was like, and I'm just honestly just new to just someone being different, and then introducing our kids to a different that I'm not familiar with. She was very, very open and transparent, and I loved it. So I said, I would love to arrange to speak to the children. No idea, once again, that this would catapult into where it was going. And it did. But as I talked to them, Corey stopped me, Encore. And he said, I'll talk to my friends. I said, oh, okay. Took over from there. And he literally started, long story short, speaking all over the United States to students. And along the way, one thing I really, the advice, or just what I would say to anyone, any mom that has, and I don't use the word disabled and none of that. We don't use that language. It's beautifully diverse. We're all beautiful and we're all different. And I really want to replace that word in society, because it's just a different ability that people have, and what makes us supposed to be the normal ones. How about we're not and they are?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Right?
love that. I absolutely. In fact, I didn't receive an autism diagnosis until last May when I was 45 years old. And it really makes
Mhm.
you look at everything. But before that, when my husband he had, said to me quite often, the word disorder really bothers me because here's this
Yes.
brilliant, brilliant man who, um, I would definitely argue that, that there hasn't been quite a bit of disorder other than what he's been through himself. But yeah, it's so interesting the language used and how much we do need to change those things in the world. And I am with you on that, on those types of things. Tell us about the second book and kind of where it's leading into now.
Yes. So, because the mission started growing as a nonprofit, once again, I was introduced to mothers who've lost children between the ages of 7 and 17. And I will keep repeating that because, believe it or not, when we go to states and meet with senators and governors and state reps, they really are not aware of how many. We have lost almost 100 in um, the last year. During the pandemic, it's over 100 children. I'm just saying in the last 9 months. And this is an issue. It's an epidemic that lies within a pandemic.
Society, yeah,
And
for
so,
sure.
but anyway, I heard this mom who her daughter was on life support, and I heard her scream out saying, "There's an app for this and an app for that, and where's the app for this?" Right? And so, the app idea came, but then a book idea came. I'm very big on education, educating. When I do seminars, trainings, and workshops, even with the kiddos, it's experiential and it's educational. We just don't want to talk to them because they're not listening to us. If they were listening to us, then they would not be committing suicide as early as 7 years old. So we have to meet these kiddos where they are. We have to meet the parents where they are and give them the education and support they need, things to look out for. What does it look like when your child is suicide? Because a lot of the times these children are being missed because they're thinking, oh, they're just growing pains. And no, 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 no. There's certain signs to look out for. So I devised this book. It came to me, and I feel it's like the Bible of, if you want to know anything there is about raising a bully, the book is called Are You Raising a Bully? Because it's
Powerful.
really about catching it in the pre-operational stage of development between 2 and 5, not in middle school. That's where the
Yeah.
behavior manifests. It's not where it begins. If we don't have a bully, we don't have what? Bullying. We
Yep.
will not have receivers. I don't call them victims, receivers. We empower all the kids throughout training. It's not, and we're not bully bashers. I get parents all the time, I hate bullies. I don't care if they're not. I'm like, they're babies.
Yeah, they
So
need just as much learning and grace and a path to try to be
absolutely.
able to take. I agree 100%. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And so
Mm.
that's what the book is all about. It goes through the 7 types of bullying, the 6 character traits of the bully, and the 6 players in the game, the bullying game, the receiver, the watcher. People are, who's the watcher? It's the bystander who stands there videoing and putting it up online. If you have time to video, you have time to stop it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of showing that the kiddos their roles, how they show up, and what it is. I've had so many kids say, Miss Tara, I didn't know that taking my friends away is called relational bullying. It is. That's in that preteen and the trying to discover yourself, developmental phase. The most important thing is your peers. We don't count anymore in that phase. They love us, but they put us in the back burner. We're like, bye, just pick me up, feed me, and I'll see you
Exactly.
on the weekend. But it's so important to have that camaraderie with your peers, and for one peer to start a rumor to take it all away. Can you see how devastating that is? But if you don't know
Absolutely.
that that's a form of bullying, how are you communicating it?
No.
The educators, they don't.
Mm.
I have so many teachers, I have this stuff going on, I just don't know what to do. And you have to recognize it, but it's a training, right?
Yeah.
We're conditioned to do certain things. We're conditioned with all of these negative things in society. Why can't we recondition in a positive light?
Yeah.
We are losing lives.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. No, I love that. And a quote we use for a lot of things at the SG Child Show is a little bit of knowledge turns fear into understanding. which is exactly what you're providing for these kids when you're not only talking at them, but providing activities, showing videos, like you said, meeting them at their levels and finding out what their listening language is. How do they learn? How do they listen? Reach them there. And then you can
Yes,
start building from there and fostering better peer relationships, parent relationships. It can go
definitely.
so far. Yeah.
It can. It most certainly can. And experiential learning from 0 to 100, in my personal opinion and research, it's the most effective learning that there is. Honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like we sit here and tell them, oh, don't do this. And there's 5 types of bullying. We role play, we put on heart-shaped glasses, we are interchangeable in the characters in the bullying. We have group. I mean, it's just so much that we do within that they're just not feeling like they're sitting there getting a lesson. They're getting an experience.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. Oh, that's so valuable. And for me as a parent, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for what you're doing. I think that's
Thank
really
you.
fantastic. Tell us more about the app and what, how that plays in and how kids can use that to their advantage.
Okay, so I'm very excited about the app because it did extremely well in beta, and now it's in the stores. It has been for some time now. So the app is quick. It addresses safety instantly. So if you're being bullied, you go to the app and you can voice activate just in case your hands are, not able to move properly. But you just say EBB. So that's the emergency bullying button. It's a big giant button in the app. So any age can use it. They can't miss it. You press it or you say it. You also can say emergency. I have to say it low because it's so sensitive and it will start. And so instantly though, let's just say I'm by the lockers in the bathroom and I say emergency. Instantly, as a mom, you're at work, you're at your desk, you're at home, you get an alert instantly and you see what your child is going through, and you are able to, right in that, this is why it's a game changer. You are in that moment able to chat with them, say, I'll be there, I'm okay, you're okay. Guess who else gets the alert? The bus driver, if it's on the bus, and the school, the admin gets the alert. So they can no longer say, we didn't know it was happening in the bathroom, we didn't know it was. Yes, you do now. So it tracks the child for 10 minutes during the duration of the bullying. It
Wow.
also captures it. It's seriously, it's patent pending. It's the last phases right now. And then it addresses social media. Social media has gone up from 60% to 87. I think it's even more than that, since 98% of our kiddos are online now due to the pandemic.
Yeah.
But what it does is no longer do you have to wait anymore. So we lost a lot of children when the cyberbullying took place online, and Facebook and all of the platforms took too long to take it down, or
Yeah.
now you capture it and it goes to the
Mm.
back end of all of these platforms, and
Wow.
boom, you can. Yes, we're trying to connect with them.
Fantastic.
Hello, Facebook and Instagram and everyone, because we want to be able to actually let them see. We're not there yet, but at least we can notify them that it's
Yeah.
going on. And then there's lastly that, well, it does so much, but the main thing is it also collects data for the CDC, because they don't have the proper numbers right now. They're not going to move on different bills. So
Mm.
this has been my 7-year passion, is to give them the proper numbers. This app, it's called a bereavement section inside of the app. You can upload a picture of anyone that you know, with permission, of course, your child, a friend, family, God forbid, that has taken their life. You can enter them into the app, and their picture and their story is right there. So
Mm.
I did this for 2 reasons. One, adolescents need to see. We can't baby them anymore, and we can't sugarcoat this because we're losing them. Okay, they need to see this is really happening to that age group and their peers. And two, it's going to give us tremendous amount of numbers to give to the CDC so that
Mm.
they will comply and accept bills and put policies and procedures in place on the federal level.
Brilliant. Absolutely
Thank
brilliant.
you.
Yeah. And, as soon as you said it's patent pending, is it up and usable now? We
Oh,
can just,
yes.
I already knew that because I went on to Google Play and checked it out. But how exciting. And to now that you've explained it more, I can share more information, and obviously the viewers that have been able to see this and will be able to make such a big difference. I can't imagine all of the, like you said, 7 through 17 children taking their lives due to bullying. Let's talk about real quickly some of the what bullying looks like. Let's kind of define a little bit of that so that people that are listening now can start looking for that.
Okay. So we're all used to physical. Okay, so that's very simple. And this is why the other ones are missed so much. Emotional bullying, taunting, like what they did with my son, holding things above people's heads. Doesn't necessarily have to mean name calling. That is a part of, verbal bullying, obviously. Social bullying. This is one of the biggest reasons why we're losing our kiddos, by other children spreading rumors and taking friends away. Parents, please listen to me. Once again, we're on the back burner at this age. Their friends are everything to them. So imagine everyone used to sit with you and now no one sits with you because someone spread a rumor about you. That is relational or social bullying. We have racial bullying. Oh, is that your real hair? Or, wow, why is your hair so curly? Those things, they traumatize children because it makes them feel like they are not validated. And this is why we're losing them once again. Validation is everything for any human being, but especially in this age group. Their brains are super duper temperamental, their emotions, right? And then there's racial bullying, obviously. And then there's verbal bullying, which once again is name calling, even writing certain things out and showing it to someone, because we've had that too. I've read some diaries of the children who are no longer with us. So a lot of research has been done, to form the next book that's coming out in October, third week in October. And cyberbullying, the most famous bullying of them all. And that is obviously, we know when someone puts a picture up about you, or they video you, and then they put it online, and or you get jumped and they put it online and tag all of your friends in school. It's just a tremendous amount of embarrassment that is attached to that. So that's, and there's corporate bullying too. I have the adult app, but we'll come back another time.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I agree. There is adult bullying, and it happens all the time. And I hear a lot of my friends that, are still in the corporate world, or, other places that deal with that. And it's unfortunate that, they haven't learned, right? This far into life. But it's been so great to have you on today to talk about these things, to bring these things to the surface, because this is the time in our society right now that we need to make the changes. Someday isn't a day. Like, today is the day we need to make the changes. What are your 3 tips you will give parents tonight to watch their child, to see, if they're being bullied? How could we tell?
If your child is modeling behavior that you've never seen before, sometimes in the younger ones, they'll model what's being done to them. And if it's not usual, I'm saying, that's number one. That's a big one. Them just completely shutting down. Please don't confuse that for going through a phase, or boys being boys, or girls being girls, or growing pains. Please pay attention to that. Not eating favorite foods, being sleepy all the time. And the last one is not wanting to go to school. That is a big, where they make excuses, or they're tired, or they have a tummy ache. 160,000 children per day, not per year, per day miss school because they're afraid that they're going to be bullied. So those would be my top if I had to choose.
Yeah. And there was a time, maybe about a year ago, when we were doing another podcast on bullying. It could have been on suicide at the time too. And we were pulling up stats, and it was so crazy. We went through all these statistics, and it didn't get down to the very end when it was like this percent of children eat alone. And I just lost it. I started crying, and it said all these other things ahead of time, but I don't know why, but that really, like you had just said earlier, that really hit me hard. And I was just like, we need to show our children how to be a community. We need to show them how important that is and what they can gain from that. And that's how, not what they can lose. You know, the fear, that's not what they need. They need us to show them the light. They need us to show them what the rewards they can have from all of this. So, such a pleasure to have you on.
Thank
Got
you.
all emotional.
It's okay.
Right?
Okay.
Everybody knows that's what I do. Thank you. And tell us where we can find the books and the website, the bullying app, all of the good stuff.
Okay. So Bullying Buddy, it's thebullyingbuddy.com, and you can download the app from there. That's for the app. We're in both Apple, Android. And you can do it on your tablet. It's everywhere. We're working on the watch. It's coming next in phase 2. So we'll be on there as well. And then our websites, obviously, everything is Bullying Buddy. Bullying Buddy all over Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. I consult personally. So you can go to Live and Beyond You, and that's like with the U shape, coaching.com. And if you need consulting for your schools, because I do that, and trainings and workshops and stuff like that. And then I'm just my name, Tara Townes, Tara Lynn Townes on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. The book is going to be everywhere. Amazon. The book now is in 2 stores, in Barnes and Noble, and in Georgia and Arizona, Tempe.
Nice.
And the new book, Are You Raising a Bully, will be on the same platforms as well. Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. We're also in Walmart. So
Yay. Gotta
online.
get in front of the right people, you know. That's the most important part, is getting all of this information in front of the right audiences. So thank you so much for agreeing to come on with me live tonight. That I appreciate that. And I think that, you know, what we have was so valuable for educators, for parents. Just there are so many people that can understand. And if you have a child, I'm sure that they are either going through bullying or have been bullied or are the bully. So please sit down, talk to your child, watch them with their friends, learn how they interact with other people, so that you can help give them the special tools, strategies, and guidance to help learn how to be in communication with adults and with safe people around them. And, you know, tell them how to say no, teach them how to stick up for themselves in the safest boundaries possible.
Absolutely. Definitely. I love that.
Yes. Thank you. Well, it's been so much fun. How are we doing? Good, Jeff? We're probably just in our last minute or 2 here. So that's so much fun. You know, like I said, I would love to invite you to come back on, and we can spend a little bit more time and dive a little bit deeper into some things. And I would love to have that too. Where are you at? Hopefully you're not in Florida.
No, I'm in Arizona.
Okay, in Arizona. Well, Jeffers, we're the ones on the other side of the world across from you. A world, I guess, just United States.
You still have daylight. I barely have daylight.
It's dinner time, and we're just in time. I'm
in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
The Steel City.
I'm from New Jersey. So
okay.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm just in Utah, right above you. So we'll have to connect and meet up, you know, and to get some things planned together. Well, thank you so much. And Jeff, wonderful job as always.